What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business. My name is Jay. We're here live with a special edition of ATI Live on Location. We're at Digital Dealer with Andrew of ACV, and we're in booth 1120. We're going to get a special presentation, live demo, and information with Andrew. Andrew, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, you look amazing, Jay. Best I've ever seen you.
No, it's you. You're the amazing one. What?
I'll do
So
my
all
best.
right. So all right. Good. We got that out of the way. All right. So you're in the booth. You're talking about ClearCar. Who are you and what are you talking about?
Yeah, you bet. So Andrew Sweet, I'm a part of the ClearCar team here at ACV. For those who may not know, ClearCar is a brand new brand for ACV. It's a collection of amazing acquisitions over the last few years and the phenomenal efforts of our R&D, engineering, product, and technology teams. And it's for the future, it's going to be ACV's consumer-facing brand that's focused on building products that help our dealer customers get closer to their customers, and ultimately put better values on cars and help those dealers more effectively acquire inventory.
So all right. So there's two sides to this. There's the consumer, the shopper, right? And they want to know, why would somebody want to know what the value of their car is? Why did somebody do that?
It's a good question, especially after you've been in this industry a little bit. I mean, cars are commodities, right? And we're just moving metal. But people who maybe aren't talking car values and kind of retailing opportunities. Anybody who's going through a trading process, for the most part, it's usually precluded by some type of life event. Like, hey, my daughter's going to college, she needs a new safe car. Maybe there's a job change, a big move cross country. God forbid somebody's getting divorced or a family member passed away. But there's some big time event that's going on, and now they're being pushed into what you would call a pretty sophisticated and sometimes complex financial transaction. So for me, somebody's under a lot of stress, and they're really getting thrown to the wolves in terms of, how do I figure out what this thing is worth? Um, and what we tend to see is people go through the following sets of behavior. They'll go to maybe what they think is a big name, and for some people, a big name is CarMax. Others, it's Group One, it's AutoNation. Um, that's what we see them do first. Then they'll move on to what I would call trying to get their pace on the kind of the marketplace economics. So they might be going to places like Craigslist or Cars.com, Auto Trade, or whatever, just trying to see what the retail prices for their vehicle. But what we always tend to see is that individual will land on a brand that is local to them and is familiar to them. So just think of, like, where I grew up. I grew up in Belvedere, Illinois, and I would hear the same Jack Wolf Chevrolet commercial from the time I was like 16 to now today. So in my instance, I'd go through that whole process, and I'd probably land at Jack Wolf, and I'd still want to figure out what my car was worth to them. So consumers are making value judgments as they go through that process as to, what does the technology feel like online? If I get a bad technology process online, what's the likelihood that I'm going to get a good process when I go into the store? Those are the types of things we see people start to make decisions on. So ultimately, taking all that into account, we're trying to build a suite of technology tools online, self-service inspection options that allow the consumer to kind of operate at their own pace, and the dealer earns some trust and credibility as the consumer goes through that process. And ultimately, we think if we do that well, it's going to lead to a more informed consumer who's going to understand why their car was valued a certain way. And if we nail that price online and that's what they pay for in the store, the best way to turn someone into a retail customer is by making a great sales or a great selling experience when they trade in the car.
Wow, that's excellent. Okay, so that's the benefit for the customer, the consumer using the tool. How about the dealer?
Yeah, I mean, so when you think about, we're talking about kind of the technology and the experience for cater tuning online. When people get pulled into that funnel and they get exposed to all these third party tools, a lot of times they get confused. I tried to work with Jack Wolf Chevrolet, And now I'm getting exposure to a whole nother tool that maybe is redirecting me to another place. Maybe they have a business model that really isn't focused on making the consumer happy there. There's all sorts of things that make that consumer want to fall out of the process. So again, with the way we view it, we try to make that technology simpler to make sure that that consumer, if they start the process, they finish the process. And when they finish that process, we want to make sure the price is derived by some type of condition related understanding of the vehicle. And when we do that, it allows us to put out the most competitive price. And when you put out a condition verified competitive price and the consumer's excited about that offer, the likelihood that that car is going to get bought by the dealer is high. And as we all know right now, inventory is king. If you have the cars, you have the customers. So for the dealer, it's we're going to help maximize their marketing expense. They're spending a ton of money every month trying to advertise to new retail customers and customers to bring in their car to sell it. We're going to basically double in most cases the form conversion online. Okay. So I'm no mathematician, but if I can get 2 more customers to fill out my form online with a price that's 50 to 60% more accurate bottom of funnel, where do you think that money goes? The dealers in the catbird seat. They can either pass on those economics back to the consumer to make the trade work. They can put the money in their pocket in the form of margin, or they can use it to make a retail deal happen. So for the dealer, it's a game changer in optionality as far as I'm concerned.
So, all right, so ClearCar has 2 main features to its tech: price and capture.
Yes, sir.
Before
Yes,
we
sir.
go into demo, do you want to tell me more about what that means?
Yeah, just think of two really simple tools. One, pricing engine. That's just the online trade-in pricing engine. Go online, get a quick preliminary price on your car. Okay, captures the ability to let the consumer to continue to verify the condition on the car by collecting pictures of their vehicle in a seamless experience that does not require that consumer to download any apps or anything else. Everything is delivered through their mobile web browser. And again, what you find is we're building layers of credibility with the customer that, hey, the number that we're giving you on this car, like it's not just made up, right? Like we went through varying layers of technology to make sure the price that we told you online is going to be the price that you're going to receive.
Right, because as you said, like, so that's one of the sticking points is we can evaluate the vehicle, but we need detail and accuracy to drill down what it's really going to be worth.
Yeah,
Right?
you bet. And you think of, yeah, the kind of the main problems we see today is that the other tools in the market tend to lean really heavily on the age of the vehicle, mileage depreciation, and a lot of the inputs from the customer that usually the customer doesn't get right. They don't necessarily know what good condition versus excellent condition is. And being a part of the ACV family, we have what I call, data collection independence. We have a variety of companies where we're doing millions of post-sale retail lease turn inspections per year. So when we look at that 2019 Jeep Cherokee, the consumer may think I have a problem with that vehicle, but really it's just their AC unit draining water. They might think they have an oil leak, right? But we know based off of all of our inspection data, the likelihood of certain problems existing with that vehicle, and we can apply that to that consumer's car in real time, whether or not the consumer nails it or not.
And so then the capture side, you have actual photos at that time to verify damage, detail, condition, and then the AI takes it from there. I just wanted to say this too. This is
Yeah.
really interesting. Doug Haddon, he is going to be with ATI in a workshop at Used Car Week talking about AI and remarketing and how, yeah, this level of detail and evidence at that time is almost changing some business models of buyers and sellers. Just that's
Yeah,
pretty
you bet.
wild.
Well, how about I'm gonna pop in and steal your screen if I'm able to. And how about I just give you a rough shot version of what that really looks and feels like for the consumer. So if we just pretend for a minute, I got done figuring all the places that I may want to work with. If they get exposure to one of our customers who's using our tool, this is what it's going to feel like. Now, let me go out and get a VIN number for you here. You can get one. That's right ahead. It's absolutely.
And if you're just joining now, we are live at Digital Dealer in the ClearCar booth, learning more about ClearCar technology by ACV.
Getting through our technical challenges here. Got to dance. We got to dance a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So here we go. So we put in that VIN. We pulled back the information on this beautiful Yukon here. We're going to wrap up color. We put in some mileage detail. And again, it may not be super sexy to talk about VIN numbers or how data is updated, but a few things that we're really proud of. One, how often our information is updated. So again, some of the other players in the space, they have a habit of their information not being as current as it probably could be for a variety of reasons. We're happy to say that we update our pricing algorithms every 6 days. So it helps us eliminate most of the volatility in the market and make sure that whatever numbers are getting presented to consumers are as accurate as possible. I'm saying zip codes aren't very sexy, but on that last page when we put that in, that's my own zip code. I live a little bit outside of Madison, Wisconsin. ACV's business is set up into what I like to call micro territory. So, me getting a value on my car outside of Madison, Wisconsin, it really shouldn't matter what's going on in Detroit, Michigan, or St. Louis, Missouri, etc. The way my car is being evaluated is strictly how my local market is performing. And when you update your data that frequently and you're using a more granular approach from a geography level, most of the risk at its core is rooted out for the consumer and the dealer in making sure that the price is as accurate as possible. Now, I'm just going to wrap up the disclosure form from the consumer. And, if I wasn't talking through all this would only take about 60 seconds. I'm a firm believer that if you can't get an online value in less than a minute, the tool is not good enough. We're kind of glazing over some of the critical parts here, but another thing about our tool we're really proud of is it's configurable. So it allows our customers to have a say in how the price is represented and how it's calculated. Naturally, we have a whole bevy of best practices that our implementation and account management team will want to talk about, but everything is garnered on making sure that we're delivering the most accurate and transparent value to the consumer, but also in accordance with our customers' business model. So naturally, they have a role to play in providing feedback. Now, I'm just going to wrap up by putting in my name. We'll shorten up the last name to make it a little quicker. I'm going to put in my real phone number, and I can show you why that's important here in a minute. And what you should be seeing now, you should be seeing the price come through. So you see Windy City BMW. That's not a real customer. Don't worry. It's a made up one for our demo here. But you're seeing a few numbers here. So the black bold number, that is what we like to call our truth, right? We're saying based off all the information we have on this vehicle, everything that's happening in ACV's marketplace, all of our inspection data, and any other data repositories we have, we're saying, hey, this car is worth that amount of money within a few $100s. The information below is simply a reference point for the consumer and for the dealer to say, for whatever reason, if a mistake was had, either intentionally or maybe the technology didn't work perfect for a particular scenario, this is where a conversation needs to go. This is probably the only thing I've shown consumers and dealers in the last 5 years where both of them agreed, like, we like this. We like the objectivity of the bold number, but we also appreciate there being some space to have a human-to-human conversation if necessary. So this is the end of the pricing engine, okay, the ClearCar pricing process. And now from my perspective, this is when it starts to get fun for the dealer and for the consumer. The consumer, if they want, they can move forward with, hey, you want to give the dealer more information on the vehicle, you can do it now. I think it's the best practice that after the consumer has submitted their information that they like the value on the car, it's better to have a conversation over the phone and let's call it coach and give some understanding to the consumer to say, hey, we really want to make sure that you have a clean, fast, and simple process with us. The best thing you can do for both of us is to take a few minutes to verify the exterior condition of your vehicle. So when you come in, we can wrap up this transaction in 15 to 30 minutes. Hey, how would you feel about this, Mr. and Mrs. Customer? And what I love about it is we have dealers that are being super creative using this process to re-engage customers who maybe weren't willing to come into the dealership, reach out to consumers that are in their other markets, or even standardize this process for when cars start coming in through service. So now I'm going to move into the capture side, Jay, where somebody can actually get some of the information on the exterior portion of their vehicle. Again, you can see I haven't downloaded any apps. Everything is delivered via a web browser. If I was doing this on a desktop and then I wanted to collect pictures of my car, the system, when you saw me put in my cell phone number, the system would send me a text message where I could access this link and start the process there as well. So it doesn't matter whether you start on your phone or if you start via desktop, it's going to be an easy process. So once we give the consumer the ability to actually get access to the tool, we're going to ask them a couple questions, ask them to rotate their phone, and as soon as we do that, it's going to turn us into a scanning device, and we're going to start to walk the customer around the pictures that we need to grab. I'm not going to bore you and walk through the 21 pictures. Right now, it's just a picture experience. And our next release that's coming out at the end of Q4, it's going to be more of a video experience. So think like the TikTok of inspecting cars. I hope we don't get any trademark trouble for saying that, but that's the plan, is to make it as smooth as these fun technologies the kids are using these days. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm an old man. But anyway, everything you just walked through is what the consumer is going to feel and experience. And we're really proud of it, and we couldn't be happier with some of the early results we're seeing, not only from consumers, but more importantly, our dealer customers.
Great demo. Awesome job. So now, okay, so you're in the booth, you're a digital dealer. ClearCar, this is pretty recent news, right?
Yes, sir. So we did a soft launch, basically announced it to a lot of our partners, a lot of our significant investors, etc. About 2 months ago, and then we formally did our first press release. I think it was this Monday. So it's all brand new. Everybody's hearing about the ClearCar name for the first time this week.
That's amazing. So how's the show going? So I think Digital Dealer, we're halfway through the show at this point.
I think we're about the halfway. We have been super busy. A lot of good activity. The weather's been great. Everybody's in a great mood. Really cool themes in terms of the some of the other providers and vendors that have been here. This is only the second digital dealer I've been to. I've never been to one in Vegas, but it's a very tech heavy show from my perspective. Probably the most focused on, big data reporting, and other advanced technologies. So super impressive to see what other companies are working.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Digital Dealer is a great conference to network and learn. You were talking about partnerships, right? Partnerships are really important. Why don't you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, you bet. For us, I'd say the theme of this show is just a really, really phenomenal opportunity for us to say thanks to the partners we already have and the new ones that we're forming here. ClearCar, for the most part, I think we're going to strive to remain as agnostic as possible. Naturally, we're trying to drive the initiatives of ACV's core business, which is our digital marketplace, which we're so lucky to be a part of that family. But the other partners that we have and we're visiting with here, building deeper integrations, direct API connections with every website provider, CRM, digital retailing tool you can think of. That's what we're striving to do here. So we've met a lot of great people, and we have some really exciting partnerships to talk about between now and NADA next year.
Lindsay, let's crank up that wide shot again. We'll take a look at the booth. So in case, if you're walking around on the expo floor at Digital Dealer, you want to make sure you visit booth 1120. I think you're kind of in the northwest corner of the... let's see. Wait, do I have to hit a button here? Let's see if I need to. No, I clicked share. Oh, geez, Jay, really? You don't have your whole show under... Look, you did so good, too. All right, let me ask her to start the video up. All right, ask her. Okay, there we go. There's the wide shot. Okay. So, all right, you've got your team with you. ClearCar is a technology company, a technology feature provided by ACV, right, under the ACV umbrella?
Yep, we're part of the ACV family. Yes, sir.
Okay, part of the ACV family. Make sure you stop by. Are those glasses? What are those glasses and hats? What do you got
Those
there?
are those are you know those are some really fancy glasses that either Lindsay or Caitlin picked out, and you can drink whatever you want out of those. You know, you need to stay hydrated, get some water.
Those are
You want to have a
nice.
little sarsaparilla, whatever you need,
Yeah.
it'll work.
I like sarsaparilla in pint glasses. That's a
Yeah,
shout out.
you bet.
I'm going to need
You bet.
2 of those. I'll take 2 hats and 2 glasses. And a
Yeah,
sarsaparilla,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, the ClearCar merch train coming to a city near you very
That's
shortly.
that's awesome. I'm excited to continue to learn more about ClearCar. Andrew, I thank you for this live segment from Digital Dealer Las Vegas 2023. Thanks for doing
You bet.
this. And it was really fun. And thanks ACV, the whole team, and everybody at ACV. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Thanks for having us on.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Keep us posted. Thanks,
Will
Andrew.
do, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, team. And I'll let you go. And that is all for that. Pretty neat stuff. Got to do a live segment from Digital Dealer inside of the ClearCar booth, which is an ACV company, and they're live at Digital Dealer. We also mentioned ClearCar was in the news last night on Tuesday Nights Live, and so I can share a link to that in the live chat. If you have a question or want to reach out, go to clearcar.com. Feel free to contact me here at ATI. You can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Otherwise, thanks for joining us for this live segment. And remember this, too. So maybe you're not selling a car or buying a car. Maybe you're looking to transport a car, or you have other services in automotive. To learn more about these technologies and how they interact in the full ecosystem will help you overall eventually, whether you're talking to a potential customer or a service provider that will lead you to a potential customer. It's always best to know as much as you can about automotive. So ATI Auto Business is here to help you. Thanks so much. Connecting retail, wholesale, logistics, and tech. My name is Jay for ATI Auto Business. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.